Viewers and friends here to our live stream on Twitch and lichess.org. I'm your host, International Master William Pascal, and we're here with Macro Panda. He's with us, believe it or not. Alright guys, so this is our Euro-facing stream we're going to be trying to do on Mondays and Fridays. At the moment, that's the schedule. All other streams at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time here. But Monday and Friday, we're trying to do this 12:30 to give the European players, European viewers a chance to hang out when it's not like extremely late. So I called it the European facing stream. We're playing Blitz and Rapid Chess here on lichess. I'm going to take challenges from the subscribers first, but I welcome challenges from everyone. We play as many games as we can in a 2.5 hour time frame. It's typically 2.5 hours, the average length of my streams. We did good simul yesterday. I thought it was fun. 2 losses, a whole bunch of draws, and a whole bunch of wins. Pretty solid result. 2 of our longtime subscribers were the winners. Now you can decide if that's coincidence or not. Nefedov and Morales. Morales was a little bit lucky. It was an interesting game, but I blundered. But Nefedov had me all the way. What's up, Juicebox Wizard? Our Asian-facing stream. Actually, well, you could just barely make this one because it's 12:30 at night there. 12:30 in the morning here. The European players in the middle at 6:30. Cambodia late night stream. Mad Ramus. So let's go to the lobby and hang out in the lobby. All right, I love the lobby, hotel lobby. See if we can find a bar in the lobby here. It's a little early to start drinking though. Midnight Madness. Are you playing much chess here, Juicebox? Is there any sort of over-the-board chess? Ever seen anyone playing chess in Cambodia? Like in a bar or restaurant or just hanging out playing chess? Is there any following there? Alright. You have switched accounts. Tushar box. Way more common in Vietnam, right? Right? Vietnam has picked up a chess following. Yeah, I don't know. It's not like super popular like in the Philippines or something, but you know, American influence, I guess. They use a board with weird pieces. Dragon B challenges. All right, let's get started. We didn't even have to like go to the lobby. I wanted to check out the lobby bar, but Dragon B subscriber challenge. All right, D4. Now, today I'm just playing my normal stuff. Imagine Dragons. Dragon B with a draw yesterday in the simul. 2 queens. I had 2 queens against, 2 queens. 2 rooks against the queen. It was too technical to pursue the win. I was getting really low on time. So, slightly better position against Dragon B, but I had to try to offer a draw because I think I would have lost on time if I hadn't offered a draw. So he played fairly solid. Trapped my queen in the corner on A8. I didn't think he could really do that, but he did. But fortunately, I had 2 rooks. I'm not sure. I have to take a closer look at that Dragon B. Dragon B was one of the bigger sponsors of the week last week, I should call it. Donating quite a few bits to support the stream. Want to thank him for that. Here we've got C4, D4. Let's play King's Indian. Pay for my next visit to the chiropractor. Oh man, I have a serious neck ailment, but it's only really a problem when I sleep. I can only lay on one side. On the other side, it hurts when I sleep. I've never been restricted like that before. G3. All right. What's the scope here? Can anybody challenge? Basically, I take subscriber challenges first, and then everyone else is welcome if there's no subscribers challenging. Actually, Dragon B has played this variation several times. I could have saved the queen with bishop e3. I see. So I could have saved the queen with bishop e3 and something like bishop e3, bishop e3. This is talking about Dragon B's simul game yesterday. Now that I think about it, I could have played like bishop e3, d4, bishop takes d4, queen takes d4, queen b7. I guess that's the kind of thing you're talking about. Yeah, interesting. Let's try to concentrate on the game. Fianchetto is very, very solid for white. Had a couple Blitz games recently where I tried to go back to the old school methodology here with e5. This is like something I gave up. The last time I played a knight d7 was a game in the US Championship in like 2002. That was a draw, but I sort of got tortured. And then I gave up playing this altogether. But I think that theoretically there's a lot of experts who support blacks. I mean, obviously Kasparov played this with black. Kotronias, the Greek grandmaster, who's a King's Indian expert, likes knight on bd7. But Dragon B played e3. I got a whooping from an old friend of mine the first time I faced this system. But, you know, I think that it's just a basic, normal King's Indian if black doesn't overextend themselves with e4, which is probably what I did in the aforementioned game. But this is a very solid setup. It's also a defense. Basically, you can play like Dragon B here. You can play a tempo down, same setup against the King's Indian attack. Blob B, good evening from my smartphone. Blob E. Blob E, tier 2 subscriber. May I ask about edible time controls for today? Eligible. Yeah, so basically my rule is, there is no rule. No, I'm just kidding. The rule is between 5 plus 3 and 7 plus 3. So basically 5, 3, 5, 4, 5, 5, 6, 3, 6, 4, 6, 5, and 7 plus 3. You can choose from any of those time controls, casual. Yeah, this is a really annoying, solid setup for white. And I still think that e4 is overextending. But man, you gotta make a decision at some point. What do you do? What would Rubinstein do? I could take on d4. And he takes with a knight. See, that's the problem. Alright, whatever. Play like Akiba. If pawn takes pawn d5. If knight takes, I guess we're going to play knight c5 and a kind of traditional type of position. But again, I'm experimenting here because I don't normally play this. All I know is that this is a typical idea with colors reversed. I'm not sure the extra tempo is going to matter too much here. I'm trying to weaken his, to play against this pawn on d4, essentially, to make his bishop semi-bad. Now he's played b3, but bishop b2 looks stupid. So he has to kind of change plans in midstream. And I don't think he can really hold on to the pawn on d5. A plan I associate with Rubinstein, who used it in a similar structure with the white bits. The birds are quiet today. Actually, they're out there. There was a bunny in the yard today, and I think there's like a new wave of bunnies. And basically, no one was around much. The house, so my mom's house, there wasn't one around, and it was kind of empty. So the bunnies grew up, like this new breed of bunnies grew up to spring without any people around them. I walked out the house. There was a bunny standing there on the yard, and it just stood there, like it didn't even try to run away. It basically, I was like 1 meter away from it, and it just sort of stood there looking up at me. I thought it was kind of funny. You have a toucan living, speaking of animals, I have a toucan living in my backyard. Let me tell you, it sounds cool in theory. That was one of my biggest irritations when I first moved to Budapest. I had this apartment where I was in a kind of suburban part of the city, and there were all these trees and birds, and man, every morning they wake you up at like 5 o'clock in the morning. It was driving me nuts. Actually, on the roof of my current apartment, it's pretty much the same. My girlfriend was like, "How can you hate the birds? They're just birds." I said, "I hate them. I hate birds." C5. Oh man, we're close to knight takes C5. Knight E4 is possible, kids. Dynamic doctor. Doctor dynamic. Knight E4, knight takes D5, knight takes C5. D takes C5. Bishop takes A1. Let's do it. It's only Blitz. The only pagoda I know is the piercing pagoda from the mall. Juicebox Wizard. I've seen an actual pagoda. All right, little American shopping mall reference there. I don't know if they still have those. Went the way of Arthur Treacher's. If someone turns up to the front door and offers you an apple, don't eat the red side, especially if they answer to the name Bob. That's true. Birds hate my girlfriend. That's interesting. Basically Buddhist alarm clocks. Snack on this pawn with knight takes pawn, or just do it that way. This looks a little simpler. Yummy! Snacks. But this is a good illustration of the whole strategy for black. Strategically, what we're doing when we play this Rubinstein idea of playing d5. We're changing the structure to something favorable for black. And that's why like it would be safer, not necessarily better, but safer for white to take back with a knight on d4. That's in theory anyway. So we get a little bit of instruction in this otherwise kind of standard looking opening. Yeah, basically, yeah. Alarm clocks for farmers. So you guys like the birds? We've got different birds here. In Budapest, it's primarily pigeons on the roof. I was joking about pigeon upskirt photos. But, because they just walk on the skylight above my office. Nobody really thought that was so funny. Not one of my better jokes. Okay. Can I take a second pawn? You can always take it, but that doesn't mean it's good. It is sort of sad to take that bishop on D, whatever it is. Don't try this at home. It's all good. Bishop d4, rook d3. And there's some sort of arguable compensation there. Maybe I have some sort of tactics. Bishop d4, rook d3, c5, knight f3, bishop f5. And then rook to d2. And I'm out to lunch. So I think it's better not to be greedy here. We'll just play it solid. Lee chess. Solid Lee chess. Probing. Just probing. Probing for dollars. What's up, everyone? European facing stream here. Try to mix it up twice a week so that we can help our friends who don't stay up late on that side of the pond. Ponda. Azael, don't do rated here on the stream. If you'd like to challenge me, something casual between 5+3 and 7+3. We are taking the subscriber challenges first. Percy Hepworth, who I think is still a subscriber, stays up late. Another Nugget. Nugget. 2 down, 5 to go. It's like bowling, just with 7 pins. Pawn structure chess. These guys, they're going to be a little hard to pick off. I don't really like ops-colored bishops. H3, bishop takes F3. But, I mean, 2 pawns up. If it was 1 pawn, I'd be kind of reticent to do it. But 2 pawns up is pretty much lights out. Should be anyway, with good technique. As long as I don't trade down into a pure ops-colored bishop endgame. Rook and ops-colored bishops, or queen and ops-colored bishops, but not just a pure ops-colored bishop endgame. Percy, thank you for the subscription, guys. Juicebox, Percy, Blubby, Blub E. How do you want to win this pawn? I don't want to give him any counterplay. In other words, I don't want to let him get a rook down on the 7th rank here. One piece of advice, by the way, guys and girls. Even when you're up quite a bit of material, you know, you want to take the game as seriously as you can. Don't let up when you're clearly better. Like that. How can I keep the pressure on? Yeah, those birds are pretty active. Wait, why don't I just take an F3? I don't know. Don't ask me. That was the plan, right? Active birds. Somehow these birds don't bother me that much. They're a lot better than lawnmowers. You didn't renew Amazon Prime, so I have to get a laptop, start actually using real money to sub from now on. So you don't have a computer? You just use your... What are you talking about, getting a laptop? You have no computer, basically? I mean, that's weird for me to think of because I use the computer for everything, but some people use just a mobile phone for everything. So I can see a little... You can travel a little lighter with just a mobile phone. Bishop takes d4. Being in Cambodia... Less to steal when they rob your apartment or something. Alright, bishop takes d4. Travel light. I found my old laptop from 20 years ago. It's got some kind of ridiculous error. It won't even boot up. But I feel weird about just like dumping it in the trash. It seems like a sin. Throw stuff away. I gotta start. I got a lot of stuff I gotta throw away. I gotta just do it. Don't get connected. You came here with a $2,000 laptop and sold it my first month here. So you know what's really important. We're not going to get into what he sold it for. It's a good thing Bob's not here. Bob doesn't realize. He doesn't realize I'm doing the afternoon stream, or maybe he's actually working. Bob might actually have a job. Get a job, Bob. Dragon B. Hanging tough. Stopping A4. Notice how his bishop is more restricted than mine since he doesn't have a pawn center. Not having a pawn center will do that to you. I just like lost a pawn, I guess. Wow. Well, the good thing about living in Cambodia there, Juicebox, that you don't need rainforest sounds to go to sleep or something. Queen F8. I was using like an app where it played like relaxing music. I mean, relaxing sound, natural sounds. Whatever it's called. Got the natural rainforest. Jungle music. Alright, that's it. Dragon B finally. That was a long one. You bought a motorcycle. Oh, man. Percy Hepworth up next. Then Morales forgot our time control limits. We'll give him a 5+2. After all those years of being a subscriber to my stream, Morales forgot my time controls. You still play Native American music on your phone before bed. You just remind me of something weird. When I went to Budapest, well, actually not like a long time ago. This is relatively recent, but there's these like, you know, those like Peruvian musicians that you see pretty much all over the place. At least in America. I saw them in Boston. They have very distinctive, like, I don't know, instruments and flutes they use. Like, they have some of them in Budapest. I thought that was the weirdest thing. Like, Peruvian guys playing, like, native Peruvian music in Budapest. I mean, that's just kind of strange. Sorry, you're in the wrong place. I mean, it was weird enough in, like, Boston, but... Castles... You know you're in the tourist district when they're Peruvian guys playing music. Alright, something different here. Last time I played Knight BD7. It's going to be a thematic tournament today. Everybody plays D4. I play the King's Indian. And all of my opponents play the exciting G3. Actually, this is my second game today. Same opening, different move. Morales, thank you, Antonio, for changing up the time control. The boring variation. Immediate D takes C5. That is a bit of a problem for black. Roman Gigiash really proposed playing this with white, and I just don't know, you know, what he was thinking. Total symmetry. I tried a couple times. I think I might have actually beaten a decent player once, but I have so many games online in Blitz where white got absolutely nothing, and it was just boring and frustrating to play this kind of line. I was like, no, I can't bring myself to do that. Normally I would play like Knight C3, Knight C6, and then take on C5. But man, this is a totally uninspiring variation for white. But I mean, in Percy Hepworth's case, if you're playing a higher rated player, I can understand it. You know, if you're playing someone 400 points higher, and the draw is a good result, then this variation would be okay. But Gingy was recommending playing this for real. You know, like I don't know. It's just unlikely. It's unlikely white can get an advantage. I mean, objectively, like, go back to this position, right? Knight C6, Knight C3, D5 is the only move for white to get an advantage. You have to do it. So anyways, this is unusual. White's supposed to play bishop E3 there, and the trick is attacking the pawn. So I guess we've got, by reverse engineering, you know, but I mean, this might turn out to be a variation for white too. It's a different idea. He's going to play Knight E5 and then go for my B7 pawn. I wonder if I made a boo-boo. Like, I'm supposed to play maybe something else, Queen A5, but he didn't. Knight to D2, G5. Knight to D2. Passive. Passive for white. That's okay. I'll contour. A lot of people, you know, have rightfully pointed out that I don't always update the panels on Twitch. I think they gave up at one point. So you can't always rely on me to have the accurate info on my Twitch panels, but I do. I think I do. I did update it. Well, as far as the time controls, but sometimes I forget to put the stream times. Right, that's in there. So, no problem. What are we doing here? Queen c8. Vaguely recall having a game with black. But again, I think he should play knight e5 here. That looks like a troublemaker. Take care, Juicebox. I know it's late. Thanks for stopping by. Dragon BC donated 500 bits to lead off the week. Good simul game against Dragon yesterday. And much support appreciated. Bob is in the house. I'm never playing this again. I never want to see D takes c5 again in my life. Can't believe you could do that. You might as well play the London system. Favorite opening. Alright. I don't know what to do. Honestly, this is really weird. Where do I put my pieces even here? Queen c8. What about my rook? Rook c8. Rook c8. God, this is awkward. Helicopters. We got the Coast Guard, State Police flying around. Looking for sharks. I have to check for Great White's sightings. Is Jim a master? I don't believe so. He is a credible player, though. Why are you... Yeah, master of what? Why are you provoking? Master of disaster. Well, yesterday... What happened again? Did you play yesterday, Jim? You played D3? I don't remember what happened. Too many games to remember. 26. He played Queen C1. Now, I mean, that's weird enough for me, but for white, come on now. The knight's in the way. He wants to play Rook D1 on my queen. It's an anti-queen move. Sorry guys, I'm taking so long here. Knight e4 could be another move he could try. In certain instances, Rook d1 is the main idea. Rook d1, and then we have problemas. Knight h5. Okay, let's try something interesting. I don't know. Boring positions are where one can go down. A new quote. As Feingold quoted, when I saw my opponent playing d3, I thought it was a typo. I think that d3 is not that bad, personally. Kind of funkadelic situation here. I like using up all my time for nothing, basically. Just to make it exciting. Bad knight on h5, bad knight on d2, bad bishops on e6 and e3 respectively. I think my bishop is better than your bishop, because it's at least attacking a pawn that's not protected by a pawn. I hate you for playing this c5, man. That's like playing the exchange Slav. Everyone should be shot on sight for playing the exchange Slav. I'm desperate for something dynamic here, but this is probably a little dubious. The way back home was a nightmare. Sunny here in Paris, every girl's in a miniskirt. One of them asked me if I want to take a drink. Are you crazy? This is the Sladgie stream. A nightmare. Bobby, well, if that was Budapest, you definitely don't want to accept. I don't know how Paris is. The oldest trick in the book. They've gotten juice box with that one. He's probably already left. I've gotten beaten up for even just being remotely close to one of those scams. No, I'm just kidding, man. It was probably a legitimate invite. Just kidding. Now I'll go back to f6 because I don't have another plan. I don't know. What am I doing? What are you doing? I guess I should play Queen d7. White is not making constructive moves for a while here. Bishop g2. He could have taken on h5. Obviously, that's kind of double-edged. You came to Budapest? I had only a good experience. You were lucky. Well, I mean, I make a lot of jokes about it, but I've been visiting Budapest since 1996. Back in the late 90s, it was really even dodgier than now. It's pretty less tricky. They've even regulated the taxis and stuff for the most part. Fuchsia, what's up? We miss Fuchsia. I was literally thinking about knight f5. I mean, that's perverse, you know, to think about knight f5 here. Should be just banned from playing chess ever again in your life. If you're seriously thinking about taking your knight off of d4 voluntarily, give it up. Try something else. This knight is... it's a masterful monster. How can I even consider playing this to try to take the bishop on e3? It's so wrong. At least now you pronounce your name correctly. Fuchsia. I won't start it again. We don't want to get Jim angry. Fuchs. We've been through this before. We need a new topic of conversation. Fuchsia. Shh. Shh. Be quiet. Tactics. Now knight f5 is even more tempting than it was before. But I was thinking we go. Let's go Dutch. "45 seconds. It's a Dutch." Percy played too passively. Okay, guys, we got challenges. Morales, then that's the last subscriber momentarily. This just can't go on for too much longer. I mean, I don't know. Why did I let white play f4? Still probably good for black. Blub, blubre, 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 dobre. Okay. Guarding the f4 square. Guardians of the Galaxy. You got to go whole hog when you're playing the Leningrad Dutch, right? Blaze of Glory. It was kind of essential to control the f4 square, I think. That move I was expecting a while ago. That's how Jay Bonin plays the Bogo Indian. Knight and f1 in the Bogo Indian. Creative. Get out of my house and don't come back. He lost on time in a tense positional battle. Black is only slightly better. Have I played or watched any poker recently? I haven't played since I left Budapest. And I was watching like Lex Veldhuis on Twitch a little bit, but that's about it. Okay. Right, what's up here? We're slightly better. Good game. Whole hog. Morales. Morales. Mirales. No fake English accent today. An 80k downswing. That's nothing. When you're... Yeah, that's nothing. No big deal. Percy Hepworth. You're welcome, man. Try to be a little more aggressive. Of course, you know, when you play a variation like d takes c5, okay, there's not that much you can do. But I felt you handled it kind of passively. 95. 95 instead of knight, you know, 95 instead of knight d2 looked like the right way to go. Morales is a French I am. Yeah. Giles Morales. So the other player I was wondering about, Booby, do you know Kamran Shirazi? I mean, if you live in like Paris or whatever, I always think of him. Okay, knight g4. We've played this before. What are you guys talking about? Oh yeah, Morales is probably a GM. Yeah, Shirazi was an amazing Blitz player. He was always famed for gambling and a lot of that's the word why he like moved to France in the first place. But he was very correct with me. When he borrowed money from me, he sent it back. He sent it back for me through a friend, so it wasn't a big amount either. I've always liked Shirazi. He seems like kind of cool guy. Last time I saw him though was years ago. I don't remember if he's on my Facebook friends. Queen e7. Not so many not so many American, you know, chess players in France. Well, I mean, Comrade is originally Iranian, but he was basically living in the United States forever. So he was a fixture in the U.S. chess scene. Just trying to think of chess players who I know in Paris. Paris. So, okay, like mainline Budapest Gambit, Bishop F4 variation here. I loan money viewers. This was not this is not stream related. Yeah, Stuart Wagman, right. Is that guy still alive? He was an older player. I think I saw him in some tournament, but I didn't know him. He was before my time. There was another guy who was coming to Budapest to play some tournaments. I think he stayed in the same flat where I stayed at one point. So this is Morales' take on this variation. He castles queenside. Well, I mean, at least that's part of the plan, to castle queenside. Happens to older persons, yeah. Happens to everybody. Unfortunately, dying has not been cured yet. But we're trying. I wonder, should I play Queen A4 check last move? I made a note of Heather to look up later. Bob, have you seeked? Have I seeked treatment for my grammatical mistakes? Have you sought treatment for your sex addiction? Knight C6. The guy from David Duchovny. You met Reshevsky, that's cool. I think I looked this up and I didn't find much information when I tried to look up something. I guess here castles is a serious mistake. If I play Queen A4 check, I force his knight back to C6. That's probably something seriously worth considering. Bob, you're scaring me, man. I'm getting a little trolly. You're getting a little bit trolly today. Let's get this knight out of the way. We had a game like this once before, right? Where you did like Bishop A4, something crazy. I'm starting to think you're that troll who used to like visit the stream a few months ago. That's really you, Bob. Bob Eubanks. This is lame. A3. I spent 2 minutes trying to find an improvement. Played A3. Equalizing with white. It just doesn't, my intuition just tells me that there's something better for white, but I don't know. Like, it's not necessary to commit to castling for me. Better to be lucky than dead, Blaze of Glory. Queen takes D2. You troll on your home account. I don't know how you keep track of them all, Bob. Man, this move looks dynamic. Go. Go, go. C5. Takes. Been here before. Been here before. Stuart Rachel's. He was like US champion when I started playing chess. But he quit chess. He was from like Alabama or something. He was US champion in like 1987. There was like a 3-way tie. I never met the guy. I mean, he basically quit chess pretty quickly after that. Maybe earlier. I don't remember. I was thinking 1987, but it was probably earlier. 84. Yeah, something like that. You're dating yourself, Bobby. Like me. Now I'm really asking for trouble. There it is. Mamajarov. Basically close to screwed. I'm really in trouble. I've got no time. He's going to rip open my kingside. This is exactly what black wanted. You guys are distracting me in the chat. It's all your fault. This is worse than my game against Morales yesterday. I basically played into his little web of tricks like perfectly. The worst I've ever played this with white, probably. He has sort of like a free... It's like a penalty kick. Basically, this position is like a football match where you're getting like a free penalty kick on goal. Bobby in a hotel restaurant in Budapest? You saw Bobby in Budapest. Yeah, Bobby was there a lot. I missed him. I started around 1985. Yeah. I played in my first tournament in 85. I believe. Whoa. What is my phone doing now? Phone, don't start. Please don't hurt me. This is exactly how not to play with white. $1965. eBay. That's not even what? That's like my theoretician helpers. eBay. He's getting advertisements. Man, I screwed up. Damn it. So I won a piece. Thank you guys for distracting Morales from concentrating. Thank you, phone. Enough talking, I challenge. Alright, so how bad is this position? Like, seriously. If we go back to where he drops a piece here, this is exactly what it's +3 for black. That's how crushing this attack is. Utterly lost. Utterly lost. He literally found the only way to drop a piece here. This is a beautiful, like, Nimzovician kind of position. The bishops are terrible. Just utterly futureless. No, it's a very instructive game. I lost the thread, I guess, when I played, like, Queen A5. Because Knight C6 was this was my guarantee that if it got scary with G5, I can bail out with Bishop takes E5. But the moment when I'm an idiot and play Queen A5 here, now black has the advantage. No longer, you know, can I do anything against this attack. Now I'm just, like, clearly worse. And I probably made it worse. It's really awkward for white. Okay. Subscribers, Blubix. The big Bob Lebowski. I'm self-taught and started late in life. Thanks, Bob. He's taking over. He's like a helper. Bob for moderator. Adjusted for inflation. Bob's really an actuary in his actual day-to-day work. Feingold tax. KT the Joker, thanks for being a subscriber. Seem to play the same for 10 minutes. Arsenal fan. What's up, everybody? I'm gonna try to get to those challenges. We get through the subscriber challenges. Bob for mod. It's a little scary. I don't know. I mean, I'm getting more and more conservative in my old age, but nominating Bob for mod, I don't know, man. He's more of a helper. Oh no, not another. Bob is a mod somewhere else? He just permabans people just because they don't like the same pornography as him or something like that. Yeah. Okay, let's try a variation I don't know. The Alexander Ivanov system. Oh, yeah, he hated Esserman at first. Maybe he's an Esserman mod now. He's Esserman's anti, no, his what do you call it? You saw him modding Flash. He was teaching Flash how to be a troll, I think. Yedidia. Ivanov Yedidia. Okay, bishop e6, that looks correct. I have no idea what I'm doing here. I'll be honest with you guys. But if I play this move, you have d5, take. Bishop d5, knight b6. That doesn't look right. It looks like you got that. You got that. Real Gambit. Andromeda. Gaming Apocalypse donated 1 bit. Gets on the board. Thank you. It's the thought that counts. Knight c4, d5. Is that possible, Master? I ask you. I hate playing bishop takes f6 unprovoked. It feels wrong. It definitely feels wrong to do that. Perhaps an interesting move is bishop c4. Am's on Twitch, subscriber, and one of the people that we don't get to see very often because of the time streaming, the streaming time. Get me out of here. I have no idea. There's no doubt Fuchsia would be a good mod. Bob's kind of risky. Please don't beg. Please don't beg to be a mod, Jim. You know you want to do it. Castle. So I'm not even going to calculate things like d5, knight takes e4. I'm just praying that there are no such tactics. You got your Twitch hacked a while back? That's disturbing. Speaking of tactics, did I say anything about tactics? I did mention that, right? I wonder if he thought about this till I suggested it. I mean, I would think so. Blobix is an experienced player. He's an experienced dude. I guess you could get about anything hacked. You're accessing Twitch on your mobile, Arsenal fan there, or with a PC? Just out of curiosity. So what was the result of getting hacked? Okay. What do we do now? How do you guys feel about this knight on A3? It seems like it's very relevant. Doesn't it? Yeah, man. Not good if your PayPal account gets hacked. Bishop D5. The birdies are chirping. The birdies are chirping. Nobody knows the group Perubu. It's like this really strange sort of early alternative experimental group. They still play. They had this weird song called The Birdies. Or Birdies. 97. Alright. Congratulations on equalizing here, Blobix. I have knight C5 though, actually. Maybe I have a decent game after that. Knight C5 or knight G5. I kind of still like my position. I kind of like this. Even though my knight is Ilin. This knight is only temporarily Ilin. Your manhood is 35% larger than the guy who hacked you. They used my PayPal. That reminds me of a couple of years ago when somebody skimmed my credit card out of... They skimmed my debit card off of like a gas station or store. And they bought a lot of gift cards to buy like themselves steak dinners and Brazilian steakhouse gift certificates and stuff like that. But my bank was really cool about it, and they basically let me absorb the loss. Thank God for chip cards. Jim, thanks for the donation. So we've got Dragon BC with 500, Percy Hepworth with 104, and Jim with 100. Thanks, guys, for continuously supporting the stream. I see no reason to trade queens here, but I could have. Got an advantage. Nice. Endgame. Blobix not even considering trying to hang on to that pawn. He's going for the mother of all knights on F4. Understandable. I think, though, I can play this. And I hope this is okay. Planning knight d3 to challenge the mother of all knights. Yeah. I'm all about knight d3 here. I can lose any position. I didn't want to trade queens, and get into, you know, the d-file situation. I didn't want to forfeit that open line. I would love to trade queens, but I didn't want to give up a valuable open file and help my opponent develop. Thanks to all you guys for subscribing. Sorry guys, Antonio has to leave. Brief comment about my game. I suck. You don't suck, man. You had a winning position. Good job. You just dropped a piece because you were excited. Um, just learn to be patient and not get excited when you have winning position. I don't, you know, I don't know how many games I lost because I was excited when I was winning. Way more times. I mean, I've lost way more winning positions than lost positions, probably, honestly. Because I don't get nervous when I'm losing. There's nothing to get nervous about. You're like, okay, well, I'm losing. If I win, it's like a bonus. Alright. There's a solid move. Here. Rook f6, though. I'm a materialist. I can't help it. Hasta luego. Hasta la vista. Buenos noches. What is happening? Active defense. B3, I guess. Nice Spanish. The Brits are known for their good Spanish. Alright, queen takes b7. That's probably a better pawn to take, but I'm going to lose it right back if I do that. Right? Right. Queen here, rook b8. Queen here, rook fb8. Queen e4 is illegal. Queen c6. Queen c6 is not illegal, but it's not a good idea. Queen somewhere else. I should just take this. All right. Technical endgame. I always tell the story how I studied Russian in college, and it was the dumbest thing I ever did. Ended up almost not graduating. Ironically, Morales and I are all alumni of the same university. But he's later. He's a little bit younger than me. Just a little bit. Spanish is a beautiful language. All right. We got Blobix on the ropes, but any kind of heavy piece endgame is never money in the bank. I could have played this better. He had a weak pawn and basically traded his weak pawn for a healthy pawn. And that's a good exchange. You know, the e6 pawn for the c2 pawn. Probably not a bad exchange for black at the end of the day. Again, thank you guys for subscribing and for donating some bits to the stream. Tomorrow night we're going to host another Ponda Arena. Going for the rook endgame. Ponda Arena. At least I get on the 7th. Good chances to win, though, with pawns on both sides of the board, I would think. Not an easy game to defend. Jim just Jim just subscribed to Tier 1. Jim884 subscribed for 8 months on an 8-month streak. That's very up to date there. Good math. Twitch. Subscribing for 8 months makes you on an 8-month streak. So it takes, rook takes. That's kind of annoying. We don't want him to trade off all the pawns. experienced endgame player. Asterbait doesn't seem to like this time. I think he sleeps late or something. Is this a good idea, really? Francisco Vallejo Pounds. Oh no. Active. Rook F3. What? Alright, now I've got to be drawing. Wow. You don't want to take? It's kind of weird. Pounds. I thought he would take that earlier. Oh no. This looks sort of disturbing. Draw. Draw. Wow, what a move. He's a genius. Nah, nice D. Okay, Arsenal fan Morwa Oms. Got yet another subscriber here. Oms, this stream is basically for you guys. Particularly the subscribers who but you didn't play much, Arsenal fan. I mean, you haven't really been playing much chess, have you? I never had a win there. Good game, Bloby. Good fight. Fourth draw in a row. Uh-oh. Now if you're counting, now I'm mad. I'm mad now. You're going to count the draws. I've got to really start pushing like I do. I get more motivated. Like the Incredible Hulk. They start talking trash. The best way to motivate me is to talk trash. I mean, he's not really talking trash. I'm just kidding. He's not talking trash. Incredible master. Got a gift at home when I draw a master. What am I doing playing this with white, by the way? I usually play c4 here, or wait and castle and play d4. I don't know what got into me. I'm in a King's Indian frame of mind. Alright, Oms. I'm playing this with black, we might as well play it with white. Well, classical King's Indian. Cool. With colors reversed. He'll probably play something like the exchange variation. I think that d4 there is correct. With an extra tempo in the Petrosian variation, what should we do with it? Enjoy your extra tempo. It was a good game, Blobby. I mean, obviously, I should have the technique to put some serious pressure on you, and I didn't. And I'm not happy for that. I mean, maybe it was a draw, but I should have, I should have done better. I felt like I didn't really put any pressure on you, per se. I mean, this is a good position for black, normally. But he's a tempo down. Feels like that should count for something. Alright, well, his bishop didn't go to e3. I mean, I guess that's an important factoid. This is so weird, seeing this position with white instead of black, though. No, I haven't seen any of this stuff. I don't know if I told you about this, Arsenal fan, but in April, my mother passed away, and I had to come back here to the United States. So basically, when I'm not streaming, I'm super busy, basically trying to clean out a property and lots of stuff and selling off stuff, and it's like a second job. So I'm really unable to focus much. Like, I'd like to really be tuned into chess and do a lot of stuff outside of the stream. Like, I could have played in a tournament this Memorial Day weekend, but I'm just not in form. I think we're going to a tournament would be like let's say useful for me. I don't think I'm strong enough yet. So maybe this time next year I can actually get back to playing. But I mean, that goes back to the more than just playing. I mean, also like watching chess. I'd love to be able to pay attention. Thanks, Arsenal. I'd love to be able to pay attention to the chess world. But a friend of mine is visiting who's also an international master. He hangs out with me, helps me with some stuff. I call him the cook, the trainer, and the librarian. International Master Joe. So Joe, he's a multifunctional international master. He's useful for reference, library work, cooking, house sitting, errands. But anyway, he's keeping up with all this stuff. Like every day he's like, hey, did you see, here, look at what happened in the Rapid tournament. He's a professional chess spectator. So I always go to him when I need to find out what happened in the latest tournament. But no, I haven't seen any stuff. This is all like theory. In this, by the way, is a reverse Petrosian system, which I've never had in my life. Judith Polgar, in the similar system, had a game where she played like Queen B8, Queen A2, but that's obviously not going to work here. Basically, Oms is playing like Kramnik Kasparov with colors reversed. The cook, he's my meth lab cook. Close. I'm surprised there's no plants growing in the yard. Bishop f7. I have to keep a close eye on him. I'm gonna have to be careful when I mow the lawn, actually. Bishop f7 here. So what are we gonna do? So thanks for being compared to my chess hero. Oh, great. Great. He's a Kramnik. Kramnik is his hero. I wondered why you're playing this. God, man. full-on reversed Kramnik Kasparov. I like have no idea what I'm doing. I mean, I have an idea, but I don't play the King's Indian that much lately. And only strong players generally play the Petrosian system. And I don't play so many of those lately, so... H5, Queen E8. I try to avoid playing strong players whenever possible. Because I'm so out of form. Go deeper with the engine. Fuchsia. Our theoretical consultant. One of our theoretical consultants here. Okay, Rook B8. Fuchsia, have any studies on the Petrosian system? Bishop F5. What am I doing? Time for the knight, Fianchetto. Yeah, I let him get in. B5. I don't know if this is a good thing. Wait a minute now. Hold your horses. Oh, snap. We got something. We got something? Gotta have it. You gotta have it. Come on. Bring the cheapos. You don't play the King's Indian defense. Just yesterday. Basically, I sort of didn't give it up completely, but I've been dormant in playing the King's Indian. It's such a difficult opening to play. You've got to be up on it, and I just kind of deactivated my King's Indian for quite a while now. As recently as last year, I think I had a game with Toth Ervin. So I can play it once in a while, but I don't really trust myself. If you're not playing it on a regular basis, you forget a lot of lines and stuff. Well, I mean, I can play it, you know, playing online, but I'm talking about like playing in tournament games. The last couple days I've been playing it just for diversion. Diversity. As Bob will tell you, I'm a big believer in diversity. I support gay and lesbian rights. There was a troll who came on and said I was the best gay streamer yesterday. That's fine. Doesn't hurt my feelings. I'm not a homophobe. I'm a lesbian trapped in a man's body. What can I do? But anyway. No, I'm just kidding, guys. Just kidding. Queen g4, double attack on d7. And threatening bishop h6. A two-pronged approach. Fuchsia is right. I mean, I think the King's Indian has problems because fundamentally you just have a spatial disadvantage. The problem, though, is that exploitation of space advantage is something that I think people under 2000 or even under 2200 for that matter have a really hard time. They have a really hard time dealing with that. So Avruk said the Fianchetto stuff. What? You just played? I'm learning his books. Yeah, Avruk is kind of famed for his in-depth opening analysis. Uber Driver says, I only know the 1950 ways of playing King's Indian defense. Uber Driver's an old timer. Winning the exchange. So what's the best way to go about this? Can I checkmate him on the H file? I think we're just going to go for the material here. Funky bird noises coming from the yard now. Queen C8, triple exclam. Because all you want to do when you're down the exchange is trade queens. Well, Benoni leads to more open positions. Damn it. You had that move? Oh my god. Then maybe Queen C8 is like a blunder. It's probably threatening a perpetual on my queen right now. Good god, man. Grubbing good move. Here we go again. Basically, I just blew a tempo. Okay, I have knight b1. I'm gonna go full on, all out attack. This is not about consolidation of material. I'm going for it here. Everything I've got. Uber driver, did you say knight b1 first, or did I play it first? I had a great game in my simul yesterday where I literally played like knight b8 and offered a draw while I was playing the winning move. I was like, wait, that's a good idea. Hey, let's just offer a draw in a winning position. Knight b4. This has got to be too slow for black. I'm all in. I haven't calculated it yet, but there's got to be something here. Some master in Harvard Square said always play queen d1. Are you sure it wasn't the Mr. Chess Mister? God. That's got to be Bob. Grandma created 15 minutes ago. Bob, that's creative, man. What just happened? King g7. Weapon. Look at that move. Defend. Sometimes I scare myself. If he plays rook c7 first, I'm seriously not sure what I'm going to do there. This is still... What's the material? I'm up 2 exchanges. Good God. Grubbing good defense. I know rook a7 seemed better. But I thought he had bishop c5. It's a funny position. He lost on time. Wow, it was just too confusing. I'm up. Wow, that was an interesting game. Fun, fun. Am I winning? Let's consult the oracle. Yes, we're winning. Good job, me. But what happened? Was this all a cheapo that didn't work, like knight h6, if you play rook c7 first? Oh, God. Rook b8. Yeah, it's all a lie. I'm living a lie. What's wrong with rook c7? Man, it was all just a lie. So apparently, I started going awry with rook h1. But it's a tough position. And we're both in time pressure there. This was poorly timed. Rook c7, queen a8. Alright, whatever. Here. So, knight h6. If rook c7, what do I do? I have queen back to g4. For some reason, it's okay there. I don't... Why is it not okay on rook b8? What I'm not understanding here is king g7, knight g4, rook b8. Why can't I do this here? King h6, queen h4 check, king g7. Oh, because rook b8 protects h8. Kids, look at that. Alright, well, I mean, typical blunders. Uber driver wanted queen g4, queen d1. Yeah, Uber driver. We know how solid you are. Yeah, it was fun, though. Okay, guys. So the non-subscribers, Nefedov showed up. Let me take Nefedov. We got time yet. Another hour. We should be able to get in these games. Real Gambit has to go. Strong play. Strong play. I was using Stockfish. How about you? I had it on level 1. Handicap mode. Wait, Nefedov. Oh, I wanted to play an Alyukin's defense against Nefedov. I have an improvement, Nefedov. Next time we'll have to battle it out when I'm black. Major improvement. I'll try to take those last games. If I can get them in. Let's see, we'll try the Scotch again against Nefedov. I lost horribly the one time I played the Scotch. Let's see if I can do better. What did I do wrong? Then I tried to play the Scotch against him. I made some weird, horrific mistake. Wait, I'm supposed to play b3 first? Is that it? Let's not repeat the same horrific mistake as last time. I guess g3. Never get this right. Knight b4 is a move. This is for move 11. Dedicating this game to him. I don't know if he's watching the stream today. I didn't see him today, but he has a tournament game tonight. Knight b4, that is a weird move. I've never seen that before. But knight b6 is the other move. That's like the older way to play. Zefidov insists on doing this psycho style plan. Castle queenside, always a safe idea. Bishop g2. I want to get out of the center. Get out while the getting's good. So bishop g2, yeah. I guess Zefidov, I did something stupid, not being familiar with the Scotch the last time or the one time we played this. I assume the Scotch has been analyzed 40 moves deep in every variation. But it's hard to get an open game against e4, e5 without playing, like, the Ruy Lopez and the Joe Capiano. The Scotch appeals to players who want to play an open position, I guess. Yeah, this is the Nefedov variation. I guess theory says it's kind of risky. You play the Scotch Gambit. That's good stuff for Blitz, I guess. Fuchsia. Queen b4 check. Uber driver. Never seen that. I never played the Scotch. I did notice a lot of draws in some of the main lines. Really high draw percentage. Perverse amount of draws. So, what's up now? Something weird about rook e1, actually. I guess I should keep my rook here to protect. We just sort of do like a long-term pawn sack. Look, your king is on c8. That looks safe. No problems with that. I mean, that'll be perfectly safe for black. It's like walking out into incoming traffic on a 3-lane highway. Uber driver's talking 30 years ago. There was a game that we played before, but I didn't get my king to safety in that case. We've got an improvement here. When I move my queen, you're going to have your knight threatened, which is important. We'll just play on general principles. Long-term pawn sacrifice. Anyway, the last time we played, apparently Nefedov was clearly worse. But something's different. This is not the same position. I played differently, I guess, and I got my king out of the center. If I survive here, what do you mean survive? I already survived. I got my king out of the center. That's the important thing. Boss bishops. Put things on the long diagonals. The smart chopper, it's called. There was this 90s telemarketing. It was like infomercial thing called the smart chopper. Like Ginsu knife commercial. Now he's ready to play d5. That's obviously also extremely safe for black. Nothing dangerous about that. Queen somewhere. Right. No, I was thinking queen d2. Queen e1's another idea from Arsenal fan. I mean, all the queen moves have to be considered. I don't want to trade queens. I'm actually thinking bishop a3. It might help him mobilize, though. Bishop a3, queen f7. Something like queen d2 there. Bishop a3, knight a3. Alright, let's try it. It's something. Undeveloping. Anything for queen a5, basically. Foigle. In order... honor of my old friend Igor Foigle. The master of putting his queen on a5 in the structure. Queen outpost. Dominant queen outpost. If I get a queen a5, I'm all in. Wow. Looks like self-immolation. Is it a trick? I mean, I could just take now. It's a totally different ball game. It almost seems like I should take it. We've got to be better now. Interesting decision by Nefedov there. I guess we should just take it. Almost like, okay, what's he gonna do? He has to save the exchange, and I'm still threatening queen a5. Foigle was like Petrosian. Typical like Soviet player who should have been a GM but never got the chance to play in norm tournaments in the 80s. Black's just clearly worse here. I mean, I certainly wouldn't castle queenside if I was playing the black side of a scotch. I am not going to do that. It should be nearly over. There's really no reason why Nefedov or anybody has to castle queenside in the scotch. I think that it's, you know, it's a choice. It's kind of like the Caro Kann. You can castle kingside or queenside depending on how, you know, what level of risk you want to take, basically. Preparing queen f3. Safety first. But clearly bishops are boss. Someone suggested queen e3. Nothing wrong with it. Yeah. Alcantor, of course. That was my first idea. Nefedov is like a mind reader. Queen d7. Oh, I have queen f3. Okay, he's losing, but it's not without some sort of practical chances for black. And I guess it's over after this. Wait, I mean, it's obviously a really bad endgame for black. I thought he would take on. I thought he would play bishop e7 there, actually. Why can't I take this? Bishop e7 was the only try, I guess. Alright. Where did we leave book there? I don't know. Alright, guys. We'll take the last challenges here. We'll try to play these 4 games if I can. Don't anybody else challenge me. I think that'll be it for today. We gotta end the stream at 3 o'clock. But Nefedov's going back to the drawing board. I vote for kingside castles. Is that a variation? Enough King's Indian today. I can't take it anymore. Too high too high high variance. Sorry. High variance. I'm not used to saying that with chess. Bogolyubov, Indian. Yeah, I played like bishop e7 castles last time against Alcantor. This is kind of an annoying line. So b6 is best. I think theoretically. I don't know the theory too much. Queen e7 is mainline with bishop d2. Mr. Arsenal. But that's a different ball of wax. This is just pure suffering for black. Yasser Seirawan versus Alexander Ivanov or something like that. The professional move, knight d2 against the Bogo. This is supposedly, I guess, not supposedly, in my opinion, probably black's most solid setup after knight d2. I've played d5, but it's sort of positionally dubious for black. This is the safer way, but not very dynamic. White has the 2 bishops and his chicks for free. This sort of variation. I actually have a really bad score with this. I've lost like both times I tried to play knight bd2 with white, both against grandmasters. I think I lost to Michael Rode and I lost to Zlatko Linčić. I'm 0 for 2 with white, and I'm like kind of. I think my score with black is okay, but it's always been unpleasant playing black in a knight bd2 Bogo. I think my score is better than the feeling I get when I'm playing it, which is like I don't really trust my position. Okay, b4. This is kind of a standard pawn space grab. Doesn't look like white played the sharpest here. Nimzovich, right? Bishop b4 and bishop g6. That's a weird idea. Why do you want to play bishop g6? As I said, guys, I'm probably going to get to like 4 games here. Someone on sound is challenging. This is a double-edged move. The dark squares, because I don't have a dark square bishop, the dark squares can kind of get opened up, I would think. So guys, I'm going to take a subscriber challenge from someone on Sound, and then we'll play as many games from the remaining players as I can. Almost too late, but I know someone on Sound is a good friend of the stream. He's a subscriber, and he's probably not going to get a chance to see too many streams, so I'm going to take that challenge. You know, he's moved for his new job recently. Sound. Somewhat sound. He's not someone unsound, he's somewhat sound. H3 I don't really like. Hartweiss and Nudal converted from a Twitch Prime sub to a tier 1 sub. That is weird. Never seen that message before. The converter. He's a conversionist. That's weird. So you basically Twitch Prime sub before, and now you're resubbing as a normal sub? I've never seen it notify me for that before. It's weird. In any case, thank you Hartweiss and Nudal for the subscription, no matter how it is. I have to be careful not to overextend oneself. It's tempting to just go crazy here. F5, G5, you know, whatever. Just do whatever you want. You have to be reasonable. Yeah, F5 is probably going to be necessary, but make sure that I'm not drifting in development. There's weird maneuvers like knight G5. Basically a cheapo of sorts. I mean, I could take his bishop on D2 if I wanted to. Right, we're playing this. But you have to be a little bit careful when the opponent has the two bishops. You're making so many pawn moves, as I am here. But I think, like my game with Percy Hepworth earlier from the stream, White's play is a little too passive. H3 in particular is probably a very bad move, because he's weakening his king side. Yeah, this knight... The knight... Oftentimes people do this too automatically, though. In a lot of different kind of openings. In the closed queen pawn games, too. In the Caro-Kann, in the Slav. I mean, this knight sometimes is a key guardian of... Yeah, that's a nice arrow. So it's a guardian. It's like a defender guardian of e5. You have to be careful when you go knight f6. You don't do that, like, just routinely in every position, just because you can. In the Sicilian, closed Sicilian, too. I mean, oftentimes in the closed Sicilian, you're revolving your knights through, like, e7 and c6 and d4. You don't automatically do, like, knight c6 because you can. I mean, maybe. Gambit is back. G5. I mean, G5 is it's a Dutch. It's a Stonewall Dutch. Bishop C3. Logical. It's like I have strong attacking chances now. Now we're playing for cheapos. Probably just a mistake. Waste of time. Still, I have the feeling that he played so slowly that black is still a little better. Man. Okay. Nimzovich. What a weird position. Almost want to play e5, but he has bishop takes f5. That actually works for him. I want to go back. That's stupid. If it wasn't for h3, I would have really be feeling it right now. I have to resort to Judith Polgar techniques. Judith Polgar had a game she lost. I think she lost to Kramnik. Similar line. It looks like Alcantar's kind of waking up here. I wasted time. Bird. Bird is the word. Bird is the word. This is the Udit Polgar system. Like, just lift your rook up. Real subtle. Strategically, I'm like losing to the two bishops here. But that's gotta be mate. Almost mate. Except that it's not. I recall a game with another player on my stream where I had a game almost just like this. I don't remember what happened, but it was extremely similar. Can't believe you can get away with playing like h3, knight g5, f4, knight h3 check. The Mamajarovian. Knight g5, f4, bishop takes g2. King takes g2, queen h3 check, king f2. And then what? You know, I'm just like totally full of crap. Mamajarovian. It's next to Monrovia. It was Udit game against Kramnik, I think, where she lifted her rook with rook f6 and a bogo. But she maybe lost really badly. It's a typical Dutch idea. This is lame. Now white's slightly better. This is exactly perfect strategy by white. The dark squared bishop becomes a factor. Well, someone has said you're a little late today. We only got 40 minutes left in the stream. Yeah, bishop f6 sort of takes the fun out of it. I guess I could have played knight d2. I'm basically losing on the queen side. My second is getting hungry. He's active. Active preparing dinner already. The coach. The librarian. Man, now it's getting weird again. That's just too general question. Raking boys, what would you recommend 1400 ELO to become 2000? Well, I mean, play chess, study, work on the game. There's no magic bullet. I mean, you've got to combine playing and studying. You know, I'm going to be honest. I think the tactics problems and stuff like that are a little overrated. Underrated. Like Alcantor. Drop the pawn. Nothing but a cheapo. So he found his only weakness. Vulnerable to cheapos. Still, he's got some compensation. Yeah. It was a tough game, and I don't like the way I played it. I wasted a lot of tempi. And basically, he was fine, and then dropped his pieces. Not a good performance. After achieving, I thought, an advantage, I let it all fall apart. I'm not going to take these last challenges, guys. We've got to go. Someone on Sound is the last subscriber challenge. So I'm going to take his challenge. And then try to play a couple more of you guys. Blobix, I'm probably not going to get to that. Maximum... Oh, I just canceled someone on Sound. if you can re-challenge me. So if you can re-challenge me on sound, whatever your name is. I'm sorry, I like declined your challenge by accident. All right, Darth, I don't have time. I've got to go. I'm lucky if I get to play these games we've got already. It's a long one, 7+3. I'll try to play a little faster so we have time to get those last 3 games in. Anti-Grunfeld. In a lot of Nimzo games, there's all the positional stuff. And then Nimzo nails the guy with a little cheap tactic. Well, it was a good lesson. He was better after a time. I failed to demonstrate anything tactically, wasted my advantage, and then white was better. And then I just played e5 in an equal position, and he dropped an exchange. I mean, there's really not much to talk about there. So someone on sound, you're playing the Grunfeld, but if I play e4, then you're playing something else here, right? The accelerated dragon. Well, you've just got to play and study, RA King boys. There's no magic way to go from 1400 to 2000. I would say just working on your game. Videos aren't enough. You should study like serious chess books. Try to play as much as you can in tournaments. It's like a multi-pronged sort of approach. I mean, watching YouTube videos can be instructive, but I think that people overvalue that. You know, you've really got to study serious books. Study strategy, you know. I think tactics are easier to learn. D6. So, someone on sound is now playing the King's Indian. That's weird. Bobby Fischer teaches chess. Don't listen to Uber driver. First mistake everyone makes when they're 1400 from our generation was to buy Bobby Fischer teaches chess, which is, it was a publishing stunt. It was like an illegal book or something. They tricked Fischer into publishing that book, which is basically really garbage. Playing a lot, studying a lot. Don't play too much bullet chess. Try to focus on rapid and blitz, I would say. Those are the best ways to improve. Playing in over-the-board long games and tournaments it's gonna do more. This is a weird move, rook e8. Normally you don't play that with tension in the center. You can't play the Benoni if I don't play d5 here. So I guess like bishop e3. Rook e1 or bishop e3 are useful moves. I mean, you can become a master by playing Blitz in Washington Square Park, you know, for 5 years religiously. But what kind of master will you be? You're just kind of like this shallow, cheap tactician who doesn't know anything about strategy. I would say strategy requires long games. Tactics are easy in Blitz. So we have like interesting, we have a Marazzi where both sides have played respectively rook e1 and rook e8. Probably doesn't make a big difference. But you should play that right away. I mean, if you want to play the Marazzi, studying the endgame is useful. I mean, once you get above a certain level, I mean, a lot of people when they're beginners don't even get like one close endgame, so it's kind of like, I don't 100% agree with the Russian school where from the first day you study chess, you study the basic king and pawn endgames. I mean, I don't think it's that practical. If you're never going to have a single game that's a close endgame, then maybe wait until you start getting, you know, really close games against. Wait until you're about maybe 1200, 1300, you know. Okay, this guy's 1400, he's asking about ways to improve. Obviously, at that point, the endgame starts to become important. But for like beginners who are rated 800, I don't think endgames are going to matter that much. First of all, you've got to start playing, principally enough to get to like 1200, and then you can start worrying about endgames. Bishop e6, interesting. This is not really a usual setup. He's just kind of making it up. All right. Queen d2 looks good. This rook e1 could turn out to be a pretty useful move, actually. I think more useful than rook e8. There's actually a variation. We missed move 11. He would like that. F3. Another interesting move is bishop d3. If b3, I can play b3. Can always play b3. a4 weakens the queen side a lot. You've got to be very careful about doing that. That's kind of a last resort, because the b3 square becomes weak, and that can be a problem in the event of like knight here, knight here. I try not to play a4 unless you have to. My opinion might change tomorrow, but if I can only have one chess book, Bronstein Zurich 1953, I have that around here somewhere. That's very famous. Uber driver. He's like Blubby and me. We're dating ourselves with these references. Reshevsky's positional, The Art of Positional Play, another great book. Self-taught Black Side of the Marazzi player, someone on sound. A self-taught Marazzian. Fast, isn't he? Now my rook being on e1. English not good. Don't study tactics, study endgame. Don't study theoretical too much in 2000. Well, this is kind of... At your level, Wrecking Boys, I think it's okay to study endgames. I was saying for like beginners, even lower rated than you, not to study endgames. You can start to study endgames now. The most important thing is strategy. God, Arsenal fan. Bishop takes f6. What a perverse thought. Speaking of strategy, that's unforgivable. My rook. How does my rook rastro relevant? Rook relevant. Rook relevancy. It obviously doesn't do much for f4. Not an option. Knight a4 could be possible. Rook relevancy. Just making random moves. See, that's why playing the white side Marazzi hedgehogs are difficult. Basically, someone on sound is just making random moves quickly. I'm actually sitting here and trying to think. And that's costing me a lot of time. Now my rook is on the wrong square. Bishop d3 is possible too. Bishop f3, bishop f1. All these different options. King h7, rook e8, h6, bishop e6, queen a5. They're not really interconnected. Yeah, I think strategy is the most important thing. Period. Tactics are easy to learn. At least I found some sort of plan. We got time. I'm going to try to play these last 3 games. Uber driver's getting a little sarcastic today. Sarcastic, fantastic. I guess now we'll take the space. Summon and Sound met F4 in another Marazzi type game. Friends of F4 commission. Bit weird without my rook there. But we can do anything we want now. Am I beginning to threaten E5? Maybe even G4. G4, Queen H4 gets kind of overextended, but it might still be good. The most important thing is that he's not allowed to play B5. He never has that without just dropping a pawn. Looks like he's almost trying to set it up now. Gotta believe this is good. Even if my structure is not good, my spatial control is so good. The center is important. We're just dominating the center. Look at the central squares here. White just owns it, you know. We own all 4 central squares. It's like Monopoly. Boardwalk, Park Place, Marvin Gardens. This is like Pennsylvania Avenue. If you control the center that strongly, you have to be better. I mean, basically, you can't possibly not be better. Can I trap his queen somehow? Almost, but no cigars. Man, that's the thing, the time. The time. Proving very difficult. Time situation. Maybe E6. Queen E4. Queen E4 looks safe. I'm not playing Queen E4 with 47 seconds left. I know that. This is a weird and random move. Yeah. Yep. This is why playing the Marazzi with white shouldn't be played in Blitz. Marazzi was made to be played rapid chess or longer. White's better, but it's a really tense position that requires very careful play, I think. Maybe bishop e2. I want to attack f7. Damn, that's a good move. only a tiny advantage. Move the queenside majority a little space. Maybe king e4. That would be good. Yeah, it's a good move. Well, he just took it. Friends of connected passed pawns. Not quite, though. Oh, look at that. Almost cheapos. Damn, dude. One big cheapo artist. Now I really have two connected pass pawns. He's playing for time. That's got to be winning for white. That's it for the king side. I had rook takes e6 there. That's sick. Rook takes e6 and rook f8, mate. Not anymore. All right, man. Good game. Dangerous player. I can't take these challenges, guys. Last three here. I'm going to play these 3 games. Lots to learn from that. Well, it teaches us how difficult it is playing the white side of the Marazzi. First of all, it shows us that you don't know the theory really well. Although that doesn't matter that much in a practical game, as we saw. Secondly, and thirdly, I think there's a lot to be like studied there in that endgame, because you had your share of chances. Someone unsound. Interesting stuff. Thank you for the game. So, last 3 games. Please don't anybody else challenge me. Tony's just coming back again. Nope. I can't play that, man. I've got to go. Plus, I don't play rated anyway. So, please don't re-challenge me. I'll have to block you. I don't want to have to block you. Throw the block down. That was a fun game, though. Fun, but stressful. Well, Uber Driver, basically, yeah. I mean, there's one stream of thought that I use a lot, is just the blockade strategy. You're playing a dark square blockade with a5, and you just try to fix the dark squares, treat the dark square bishop, just hold. Someone unsound is looking for one of these more dynamic ways to try to play for b5, but that's very hard to actually do. Maybe he's playing the Gurgenidze variation. But in any case, he should have played like CD before rook e8, but it doesn't matter. You can't play the Gurgenidze variation. It's a King's Indian move order, you know? I think that someone unsound, if he plays the Grunfeld, should play anti-Grunfeld line, not the King's Indian. So bishop g5, not really a good move for white in this type of structure. Difficult to decide how to take here with the queen or with the knight, honestly. Very comfortable position for black. Strong center. It's basically a Tetris. An Uber Tetris. For Uber driver. A 5-piece Tetris. Thinking of KFC. I'll take a 5-piece meal deal. Is that a thing? I'm getting hungry. Chef Joe. Chef Joe is doing hamburgers tonight. $10 donation alert. Uh-oh. Streaming donation. I just missed it. Uber driver, Uber Eats. Yeah, I got the ads for that. Knight on BD2. King H8, you can never go wrong with that move. So white's got the A3 queen side break with like B4. Got Uber driver, yeah, Uber Eats, great. Another idea I like is that is A5, Rook A7 transfer. Victor. White has a problem because it's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you stop me from coming to F4, then you have to play G3 and weaken all your white squares around the king side. You don't have a white square bishop, and that's a problem. But if you do allow me to play knight F4, I have the god knight, and then it's like really hard to play anyway. Maybe this was the best move, actually. Reasonable defense. Knight to F1. If I play F4, I close it up big time. It's kind of annoying. That's kind of a reasonable idea there. I like that. Knight F1. So what do I do? The god knight. Play with the god knight. Then I'm gonna have to play something weird like G6. Or I guess I could just sit and go for crazy stuff. Get Mama Jarov style. Black is better. Black has a great Rosalimo. Yeah. I won a couple of games against people who played H3 instead of D3. That's T Miles actually played that against me, and another FIDE master. They both lost. But I mean, I could play G6 here. Try to have your cake and eat it too. I want everything. Strong knight and no trading pieces. But it's kind of weird. That is a ballsy move. H4. I thought about that, but I mean, that's your king side. Where is Azerbaijan today? This is a drunk Chigorin, I call him now. This is a drunk Chigorin move. But what I mean, it does. The situation does call for desperate measures. Check out B4. Wow, wow. Mother of undermining my center. I better be careful here. Birds are going off, distracting me. 1400, and he came up with a double pawn sacrifice to undermine my center. Wow, that's a nice idea, dude. Gotta give him some credit for that. Birds are going off out there, chirping. What is up? It's like 2:50 in the afternoon. Why are they chirping? They just want to be on the stream. Chirpy bird. You do have that. Can't wait to see what that is. Very important notification on my mobile phone. Really? When my stream is about to end? Same thing every time. It's like Skype or something. Or eBay. eBay Eats. White hanging on, 1400. Hope I'm still winning. Sacked a piece. I think it's too much. Overwhelm. Must overwhelm. Gf4, bishop g4, f3, rook f4. He pre-moved. It's a good pre-move. KG 1400, I would say. All right, Tony's got to get blocked. I told you to stop challenging me, dude. Give me a break. Play for mate. Incessant challenges will get blocked. If I... Damn, dude. The guy won't resign. Please resign. All right. Tony, I gotta block you, dude. You challenged me 3 times now. I'm sorry. That's not polite. All right, let's close this out. Arsenal Fan and Marwa. The last two. Last two for the day. I think we're gonna get a bonus game. We're gonna be over the limit. I wouldn't say he played like a Grandmaster Uber Driver. That's kind of an exaggeration. But he did play better than your average 1400 lichess player. Yeah, Grandmaster is going a little too far, but I think he was quite a credible performance for a 1400. We always had it under control. He's 1400 going on 2000. No questions, guys. Thank you for the donation. Can somebody... I got multiple Skype notifications. Can somebody tell me who the donation was from? Because I missed it. Let me check. Oh, I just missed it again. Are you kidding me? Someone on sound? Was it you? It was sound? Yep. Someone on sound donated $10. Streaming donation. Nice job, man. Thank you. Tough game. Getting hungry. I hope Chef Joe has got the hamburgers on the Barbie. Less of a rake on the streaming donations. There's always a rake. Just a matter of who's collecting it. Better than the $20,000 in rake I used to pay to Poker Stars. Benko's Queen B6 always confused me. There's a funny joke about that in Soltis's Confessions of a Grandmaster. He said like John Grief or one of these players, like from that generation from the 70s, played it against him, but in this in the classical Sicilian move order, not in the Najdorf. Or how is it the opposite way, right? It works in the classical Sicilian move order. So Grief tried to play it in the Najdorf move order when there's no knight on c6. You know, he's like, oh, isn't that Benko's move? This was a Soltis anecdote. He's like, no, that's in the classical move order. So even strong players get confused by queen b6. Once you castle kingside, I'll make a deal with you. Then I castle kingside. That's my approach. I mean, I'm not a great player on the black side of the Sozin, but I play both sides. I have a kind of system. And the basic premise is that if white castles kingside, then I castle kingside. If white castles queenside, then I don't castle. And that's how it works. You try to play the Velimirovich, I don't castle. If you castle kingside, I'll go with you. There's an advantage in waiting, you know, till your opponent commits. Rook e1 is some kind of theoretical but reasonable looking move. Normally, white needs a break, so you play for like f4, f5. Give me a break. Jim, thanks for the donation. 100 for Chef Joe. Chef Joe better not be planning anything in the yard. I'm just kidding. We got burgers for... It's a holiday here, for those of you who don't know. It's Memorial Day. If I had a flag, I would fly it at half-mast, though. Not going to get political. I found a funny thing in my old papers today. I was destroying a lot of old stuff that I don't need, throwing it away. And I found a letter from 1993 that I got in the mail from Senator Bob Dole, who was a Republican senator who ran for president against Clinton in 1994 or whatever. And it was funny. It was a campaign contribution letter. It's a good collectible, I think. I'll put that on. Where's Bob? I'll put that on eBay next. Bob Dole campaign contribution letter from 1993. Even then, they were like, don't let the liberals take over the government. So it's not a new thing. How do you play the Sozin and not go f4 and f5? Well, it's a solid approach. You just kind of sit there and you say, hey, I'm here. I'm solid. You have to try to do something. Arsenal is a new breed of Sozin player. Campaign contribution letter from Senator Dole, circa 1993. Basically the same thing that we see today, just a little bit like more polite and less gaudy. The evil Bill Clinton is running for president. Help us stop the liberals. I remember when I was in college, that election, when Bill Clinton ran for president, they were giving away free t-shirts at my university. I think it was like Clinton 94 not. Classic Clinton t-shirt. I'm getting loopy, guys. I'm getting hungry talking about random stuff. Here it comes. Sacking a piece for 2 pawns. Can you put your army course sheet on eBay too? You can put anything on eBay. My first item didn't sell. I've got to start coming up with some good ones. More practical things, I think. I need a used lawnmower. That's probably expensive to ship a lawnmower, though. Should just go somewhere local to get a used lawnmower. He couldn't resist. There was the guy at the chess club in Boston I always joke about, this like Russian sort of amateur coffee house 2000 player, and We always joked about it. It was ridiculous. Every single game he sacrificed a piece for 2 pawns. It was like he thought that pieces were literally worth 2 pawns. But that would be normal if you're like 1500 and you lose most of your games. But somehow the guy was like 1900 or 2000. Despite the fact that he every single game did that, you know, that was pretty, I thought that was pretty amazing. All credit where credit is due. Basically, b4, just bishop d5. Should I be more aggressive here? Okay, guys, one last game against more. Wow, I think it's getting late for him. All of you guys in the European zone. And he's up late. It's only 9 though. That's why I do this. Why I'm doing this stream, guys. Because it's viable for everyone. Sort of a natural player, Arsenal fan. Rook e8. Is my knight trapped yet? How much compensation does he have here? All his pieces are perfect. Right, I have to go back, it looks like. All part of the plan. The old Najdorf maneuver. Ye old Najdorf, bishop d8. It's like, that is great. He played bishop d8. That's an old Bill Cosby skit. That's politically correct. I think the original lyrics are, he gives us chocolate cake. But anyway, Bob was bringing up Bill Cosby yesterday, and that chocolate cake could have something in it. Simon, we miss Bob. Bob's gone. I know he disappeared at some point. So, Arsenal fan, very subtle. Very, very subtle stuff you got there. Yet another one move cheapo. He's aiming at rook h3. He's got all the pieces in play. You got to admire his play. I'm just hoping that my guardian queen will save me from total annihilation. The spectator of e6. Plays on words, my specialty. Wow, g4. Alright, this has got to be over the top. He missed f5. There's got to be something good. This is too much. Gone too far this time. Arsenal man. Gone too far. I mean, g4 makes sense, but is it just completely intuitive? Or do you actually calculate moves? Feels like he doesn't calculate. He plays total onto intuition. Full on intuition. Queen a7, that's been lurking in the distance. But now this is hanging. Oh, this is hanging. This is a problem for white. That's got to be relevant. Close but no cigar. Cigar. Last game against Marwa, guys. Tomorrow night, Ponda Arena. I've lost track of what one it is. Probably, it's around Ponda Arena 8. Minus the Ponda. Thank you guys for supporting the stream. Last game, Marwa, tough player. 2201, the Maestro. I don't know if he's still here. He's been waiting so long for this game. I wouldn't be surprised if he fell asleep or He went to do his homework or something. Too late for homework. It's almost the end of June, or end of May. Or why is he still alive after waiting forever? I don't know. We'll give him a minute to gather himself. How many rated games to enter the arena? Blowby. Rated tomorrow night, 5:30 p.m. It will be Rapid Arena. Yeah, we can't make Bill Cosby skit jokes anymore. It's not politically correct. But you can't make the past not exist either. Alright. Looks like Marwa is just passed out or something. Fell asleep trying to wait for the stream. We'll give him a full minute, you know. If he doesn't make it, we'll close down the stream. Anyway, it's time to finish. We'll give him time. Oh, I'm white. I'm sorry, guys. Poor Marwa is waiting for me to move. I'm waiting. Thank you. Thank you, guys. He left. He's here. Right. Dad is great. He gives us chocolate cake. It gives us Bishop D8. Rich is great. Gives us Bishop D8. Knight F8. Knight F6. Alright. I'm getting loopy. So, Marwa was here all the time and I was accusing him of not being here. It's just wrong. I've done this before. Believe me, I've done it many times. Sometimes I move twice in a row. You never really know what you're going to get. I played this yesterday. It went well. We're all idiots. It's just relative, Arsenal fan. It was actually Alcantor's game, right? In the simul yesterday, the same position. The reverse. It's reverse O'Kelly Sicilian. Not a con. It's an O'Kelly, right? The Wrath of Khan. My favorite Star Trek movie. Alright. Khan Sicilian's not the same. I beg to disagree. I love Fantasy Island. Ricardo Montalban. Old school. Bishop G4 looks like it's too much here. I think black's gonna just come unglued quickly now. Queen A4 is always bad. Yeah, maybe. So this kind of makes sense. Actually, if you analyze the reverse of this, Bishop G5 was one of the more irritating variations. Queen A4, Bishop back to D7 looks kind of okay for black. I mean, just H3 is probably a good move. Pick your diagonal, sir. You can go to the dead zone out there, or go home. Nefedov was playing knight D7 and knight B6. Have I tried the O'Kelly against Nefedov? That's actually a really good suggestion. It's possible I haven't. Maybe I did once. Did you recall that, Uber driver? Like, I've run out of things to play. I lost in the Aliekin's defense against Nefedov last time. That was gross. I played the Agzamov variation of the Aliekin. People were like, in last night's simul, people were like, what is this position? It was literally that bad. The Agzamov variation is like refuted, it looks like. I found one way I can save the game against Nefedov. There's a game I'm not going to give it away. No, I'm not going to give it away. I'm going to save it. Tune in next time to find out my idea of how to play the Alyekin's defense against Count Nefedov. Okay, bishop c5. So good practical stuff here from Morwa. He's a practical guy. That's Morwa's strength. A lot like me in the respect of being tough and hard to kill, I think. My greatest strength. White is slightly better, but it's, you know, he's in the game. This is no blowout. I mean, bishop g5 is tempting here. I guess it's good. Queen b8, triple exclam. Emery Tate. We haven't done an Emery Tate triple exclam in a while. Mate with the 2 bishops. Not going to do it today. Not going to do it, guys. Not today. If they're nothing good, trying to trade bishops for white. Well, I guess I could have played bishop e3. I didn't even consider it. But it's nothing special either. I have a huge hold on d4. Technically, that's my good bishop and his bad bishop. This pin is best, probably. Our other subscriber, Yubatis, he likes to play the O'Kelly with black. He'll enjoy this. My new weapon, the reverse O'Kelly. I'm trying to think if I ever played this. I wonder if it's possible I ever played a3 in a tournament game. I've played e3, but maybe I've never played a3. Yeah, bishop e7 is practical defense from Morwa. I kind of agree with that. He's got no threat, so I'll just castle. Knight takes e4, Blooby. Knight takes e4. Not this time. If I play queen e2, then Blooby has knight takes e4. Queen e2, exclam. Man, it would be sad to play rook b1. Asterbate recommends rook a2. Bishop c1. Play that for dedicated to Fuchsia. Not working here. Slight problem. Can I think outside the box? Knight a4 is extremely artificial. Queen e2, knight e4. Bang. Maybe I just... That's brilliant. I sack a pawn. Queen e2, knight e4. Knight e4. Knight e4, d e4, bishop g5. And I just play positionally. Down a pawn. I don't know. I don't trust your tactics, Uber driver. I can't put my queen on a square where knight takes c3 is queen check. Queen e3. That doesn't fall. Knight d1. Knight a4, queen d4 bothers me. This is just gross to play this move. I feel disgusting playing rook b1. So awful. But it felt like everything's bad. Rook b1, b4, knight a4, queen e2, knight d1, bishop c1. Every single move, rook a2, I can literally defend the b pawn with. Kind of sucks. Now we gotta watch for tactics. Maybe we ought to take that. I'm so bored with that. Tactical nonsense. It's a good practical move by Sladgie here. A good practical move. Now it's possible to play Queen E2. He's triple attacking me. Oh, I'm about to lose on time. My God, man. He's all over me on the clock. I had no idea. I was in such drastic time pressure. He has compensation for his bad bishop and bad structure. I want to offer a draw. My time pressure is so bad. What does this do? I guess I could play d4. It's a weird idea. He had that move? He's like a Blitz genius. I'm just losing. He's strong. I was weak and vulnerable for the last game, though. Tired. Built-in excuses. I can't lose all my pawns here. Sees everything instantly. Wow, that was an impressive game. Just lost everything. Nice game. Nice game. He was busted in the opening, but I got outplayed really bad there. That was terrible. Wow. I got just timed out. Rook b1. Look at this position. I could not find a move here. Queen e2 doesn't work. It works. I can't believe it. I thought he has knight takes e4. Even Uber Driver. Uber Driver believed me. Oh, snap. There's a stupid tactic. I didn't see this. Bishop e7, knight c3, queen e5. Oh. This totally refutes the whole thing. Wow. I wasted all my time trying to find a move here. and it doesn't work. Queen e2 just holds. And that solves my problems because I didn't want to play rook b1. That's how I got a bad position, playing that move. So after that, rook b1, rook b3. Apparently, I'm still clearly better. But trading the bishop on f6, Stockfish doesn't like that. Then I was just like equal, but I got outplayed. Not enough time. Good game, Morwa. My instinct was good, Blobby. Good point. My instinct was good, but that's not going to be easy to deal with. I had very little time. So nice job by Morwa. He's very tough. I'll see you guys tomorrow night. It'll be the Ponda Arena. I want to make it 20 games. Blobby. 20 games required to play. But don't tell the trolls. I told you. I'll see you guys later. Congratulations. Nice game for Morwa. And have fun, guys. Tomorrow night, we'll be doing Ponda Arena 8 at 5:30. Have a good one. Hey, bye-bye. Hey, you're not the real Ponda. What are you doing, man? Stop.